Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. I'm an OCD recovery coach. On this channel, we talk about how to fully recover from OCD. Full recovery is absolutely possible. I recovered, my clients recovered, and you can recover too. Today, I want to talk to you about blaming parents for OCD, or saying that it's because of my parents I have OCD. First of all, if you have OCD, there's a big chance that you've had a genetic component, meaning one of the parents, at least one of the parents, had, or it could be actually passed from grandparents, but mostly that's not the case. Mostly it's one of the parents, had at least anxiety tendencies. And you have to understand that back in the day, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody talked about mental health or in an open like this changed very recently. So they were stuck having bad thoughts without a clue of what's happening. Even when I was going through OCD recovery, there was no HOCD, ROCD, whatever OCD term. There was barely pure O, and that was created, I think, within a year or two from when I got OCD. So there was nothing, no information. And back in their day, there was not even an internet for them to Google and research and all of that. So they're just stuck having these horrible thoughts if they had OCD, or being super anxious if they didn't, dealing with a kid, dealing with the situation, dealing with putting food on the table, all while having this stuff. And what are they going to do? Sometimes they could lash out in anger. Sometimes they would avoid. So the child feels like they're not, the parent is avoiding them, right? But the child doesn't understand why they're avoiding. So they think that, oh, they don't care about me, and so on and so forth, right? So look at all of these things through this lens of they had it. Even, I mean, everybody has it difficult when they had OCD, but when you have no information, it's a million times more difficult. Believe me when I say, because I mean, some of older listeners understand exactly what I'm talking about, because we had no information and you're getting these thoughts and you're like, what is happening? And OCD comes on so strong, so suddenly, you just think you're losing your mind. So try to have kindness towards the situation. And yes, maybe your parents didn't react the right way, or maybe they acted in ways that they shouldn't have acted, but they did what they could with the tools that they had, which was basically none. And they couldn't talk to other people because, as you know, especially in the older days, right? It was frowned upon to see a psychiatrist. There was a secret. It was shameful. So what were they supposed to do? So I just want you to really understand how it worked. And if you are a parent and you're blaming yourself that, well, maybe I coulda, woulda, shoulda. You did the best you could. A lot of the times what I see with younger children and parents is that with kids, OCD comes and goes in the beginning. That's not always the case, but a lot of the time that's the case, where they'll get an intrusive thought and they'll do compulsions for maybe, I don't know, a month or even like a year. And then it just kind of goes. And then they might not have anything for a year or two, even. Maybe sooner, but I'm just saying. And then it comes back again. But because it has this component of coming and going, people, the parents kind of don't take it seriously because they're like, well, it went away, must be okay. But that's just how OCD works. Is with kids, it's on and off. And then as they get close to about the age of 20, it becomes more frequent, I guess. And lasts longer. Again, not everybody's different with this. I've seen cases where people had severe OCD since childhood. I've seen cases where people had no OCD until their 30s or 40s. So, all the possibilities can happen. I don't want you to think that, well, mine doesn't fall in line with this. What does it mean? What if it's not OCD? It doesn't need to fall in line with it. I'm just saying for most people. But because it comes and goes, the parents are like, well, it went, it must be okay. And that's also, you can understand how they would come up with that conclusion. So my point is, try to be understanding. Don't judge, because they've had an entirely different journey that you've had, and you ruminating about it is actually probably should be tracked as part of rumination, because it's definitely not productive. I hope you find my videos helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow. As always, I'm here. If you have any questions, always leave them in the comments. I check the comments, and if I see questions or suggestions for videos, I do take them on board. So leave a comment below. I'll see you tomorrow.